What made you go "Ah shoot, here we go again"? When I read, "We thank you for the time and effort you have spent in the application process. I recently got a rejection letter email that looked like it came from damn Hogwarts. It was too damn fancy. I thought I was approved. I was so excited. It was also in French and in English. When your mom yells your name from across the house, so you yell what, but she doesn't reply. Then you yell what even louder so she can hear you and she says why are you yelling at me? Good one. For me it's when I hear my dad open the door and the first thing he does is yell my name. "Ah, shoot, here we go again." When my sleep schedule has finally started to normalize and I've fallen asleep before 1 AM a few nights in a row, but then suddenly one night I go to bed at midnight and can't fall asleep till 5 AM for no apparent reason. Edit. I dozed off from 6 PM to 9 PM last night, but then managed to fall asleep from about 9:30 PM to 5 AM. I do not feel rested at all, but at least I slept at a fairly normal time. Fingers crossed that this is the beginning of a beautiful thing. Playing San Andreas the 15th time. Or shoot, here we go again. Worst place in the world, Roller Heights, Ballas Country. Now I ain't represented Grove Street in 5 years, but the Ballas won't give a shoot. Most recently, my paternal grandfather exhibiting signs of Alzheimer's. My maternal grandfather passed away from dementia Alzheimer's in 2015, after suffering for 8 long years with it. Now my paternal grandfather is forgetting things, way more than usual, withdrawing from activities he used to love. His personality has changed, he's having trouble carrying out simple tasks, and now I'm thinking shoot, here we go again. 8 more years, or more, of constant worry, stress and panicking every time the phone rings. Did he fall? Is he lost? What happened now? Is he having another bad day? It sounds awful, but I don't want to go through those 8 years all over again. My dad died in hospital in December 2012, was there for 8 days in end stage of motor neuron disease, ALS. In May 2013 my mum was admitted to the same hospital, and as I walked back into the hospital I had the horrible sinking feeling of shoot, here we go again. I wish this story had a happier ending. Mum was diagnosed with stage 3 ovarian cancer and died just over 2 years later. They were only 65 when they died. Way too soon. So sorry for your loss. 2012 was the year I lost my dad, in his 50s, to leukemia, to duck cancer, man. Every time I go for a drink lol. Just one means I'm gonna come home at 4 in the morning steaming drunk and wishing I was never born. The morning. British culture in a nutshell. Go on then. I'll go for 4 AM you're singing in the street with a traffic cone and you have work in 3 hours. Simple, but I walk everywhere. Takes me an hour to get to my nearest supermarket. Went there and got home with shopping. Forgot the main thing I went for. Ah shoot, here we go again. Every time my best friend call me and tell me about a new flirt after a party. No, it isn't gonna work out lol. I have this friend. About once a month, he meets a girl and gets super excited about it, and then gets ghosted. He isn't the most attractive guy, but it's also a product of current dating culture. He isn't a nuanced kind of guy at all. In other words, he's a guy, and cannot interpret hints and really subtle flirting that seem to be a big part of things nowadays. You have to pursue the person just the right amount. Too little and you get ghosted. Too much and you're a creep. I say this as someone who bypassed American dating culture and is engaged to a British woman. Highly recommend it. As someone with DSL internet, it's game updates for me. Black Ops 4 is a 100 GB game, but it somehow has 20 GB updates every single week. There was a Doom update that was just a full install 60 GB. I couldn't just keep playing it either. Had to update. On my 3 megabits per second DSLO, and I still have to put my disc in to be allowed to play it. Whenever my brother finds a new thing to obsess about. I don't mean like a new video game or something trivial. I mean like diving headfirst into the deep end for things like cryptocurrency and losing bad, toxic relationships. He even changed his entire religion because Russian Orthodoxy is NATO. Typing Abby instead of baby to my girlfriend who's not named Abby. I pretty much have something similar. A year and a half ago I kinda had this romantic series of texts with a coworker. It ended when my wife found. We went to counseling. The fling never really became physical or anything, but that's beside the point. That said, I get a new phone recently and I've been having problems with it but dialing but texting people. How the other day it spammed my wife with a bunch of stickers and gibberish. She immediately started grilling me. Now every time I send her a typo I think, here we go again. I got thrown down in wrestling practice, destroying my shoulder and needed surgery. Before surgery it dislocated repeatedly. I got the surgery and everything seemed good. Fast forward to the next season, the very first practice I reach out for a shot and my shoulder dislocated. The first surgery never worked, and I needed a second one. That really sucked. Wow, that must have really sucked. Getting laid off twice in 2018. The second time I was called into an office and both my managers were giving me this stern look. Then the conversation began with, "This is nothing personal," but I knew what was coming. It was the same look I got during my first layoff. Losing your job sucks. It's one of the most terrifying experiences, not knowing if in a few months when your savings are up you'll be totally screwed. Having it happen twice in 6 months, I'm still having nightmares about it. Then, I almost had a deja vu moment at my current job a few months in when I was once again called into my senior manager's office and there she was with my current manager and my brain just went ducking hell. Is this really happening? Oh hey Zerby, we just wanted to go over your cases. We're doing a review of everyone today. After that meeting my manager asked me if I was okay because apparently all the color drained out of my face as soon as I walked in. I told him I think I had PTSD from the last time. I had a foster dog who as soon as I put him in my backyard fence he dug out and ran away. Thought things were going better and it was the day to take him back. Shelter called and asked if I could keep him longer. I'm like, sure, we haven't even left the neighborhood yet. He's on a leash in a crate in my car. I open up the crate and have a tight hold on the leash. Everything is fine. Then it wasn't. He left a rope burn on my hand from how fast he pulled away and ran away again. Ah shoot, here we go again. Don't worry, found him all 3 times he ran away. Shelter decided to hook him up with a rescue to help him with his behavioral issues. I'm a camp counselor at this summer camp I've been attending since I was 10. When I was 14 I met this first year camper. She was 9, while eating dinner. Every year we have a meal where it's chicken breast. She insisted that eating the bones is normal and continued to eat the bone marrow. 3 years later, I'm a counselor now, 16, and was sitting at the dinner table when the same girl comes and sits down. She then starts eating the ducking bones again. Here we go again, man. I work retail. I could pick from a hat any scenario. 1. When that one customer walks through the door. You other retailer workers know exactly what I mean, and you have someone specific who popped into your head too. When technology in the store goes down. 3. When a holiday approaches, and you sell most of what people want for that holiday. 4. An obvious shoplifter. 5. Getting called to the register where someone stands with a huge stack of coupons and looks very upset. 6. When the phone rings and it says anonymous. I secretly like answering those calls though.